Welcome back to our channel where we tell you what we would do differently if we were the creators of TV shows and movies. Here's another solo video, but today we're doing something a bit different where I will be actually, as you saw by the title, be saying what I would do differently in Resident Evil 5. I started with this one because of the original series. It started to go downhill with no longer survival horror, and so in this video I'll be doing Resident Evil 5, and in the next one I'll be doing Resident Evil 6. So, well, it might be a minute, but eventually. So, let's jump into the story. First of all, I would have the DLC with Chris and Jill be a sort of prologue, I guess you could call it, to the actual game. It would pretty much be very similar to what we actually got with that DLC, but with some changes. So the game would start with Chris and Jill as they get a lead. So we would start off before anything actually happened in the game. So pretty much we would have them be sort of at their base, and then they would get a sort of alert about a possible sighting of Albert Wesker. So they go to this town and they, go house by house until they get to where the DLC actually takes place. We'll still have co-op, so we will see you and Jill, depending on if you're solo or whatever. And the AI will definitely, if we would do, now this is sort of like if we did a remake of it or whatever, but we would sort of, the AI would be a lot better. But, and also one thing I'm saying, so we'll have a fight between you, Jill, and you two would be fighting Albert Wesker, and I'll do a switch. Instead of Jill being, or, pushing Albert Wesker out the window, this one, Chris will get kicked out the window, and before Chris falls out the window, we will see Albert Wesker shoot Jill, so we think she's dead. And we would cut to a funeral scene where we would, see her grave. Jill Valentine. The main story then would start. It will keep the same location of Africa, and it would be, and they would get a lead about a new outbreak of some kind happening in Africa. When they get there, everything seems normal, and we see Chris start to look around with a few of the soldiers. And the soldier we would see would, in fact, be Pat from Resident Evil 6. So we kind of wanted to introduce him, so during the events of that game we would have more of a impact on when we get to his, when we see him in the game during Chris's campaign. But we would see the outbreak start after this guy gets dragged into this building, and we would see them sort of infect this guy, and then we will see you and the soldiers fight the outbreak, and it's only you and your partner, the only ones alive. Now let's talk about Sheva, your partner in the original version. Well, pretty much, she's gonna be sort of like part of this mercenary group or something. That was the original concept before they ended up changing it. So I thought, why not explore to have sort of her be, you know, a mercenary. Now, Albert Wesker. I'm going to be talking about Jill first before I, since we will get hints about Jill still being alive throughout sort of the game, and there'll be this mysterious figure that will appear along. So we'll get appearance of Albert Wesker and Jill Valentine, though we don't know her yet. She looks the same way she does in the original game. But so we will have, early on in the game, we will have Chris have his first fight, but he will lose against Albert Wesker and get injured, and that's when we will actually fully get to play as Sheva. And, so it's Sheva and Piers that are sort of try to hunt, do a few missions, try to hunt down Wesker, and try to stop the new virus. Throughout the game, for several sections, there will be where you can actually switch between Chris and Sheva, like, of who you play as. Like, you'll always have Piers as sort of your main person. So, throughout the game, there'll, be Jill Valentine, that, of course, don't know who it is. And I'll keep that she has the necklace on. Like, they sort of, at the end, in her fight, you have to rip it off. So, now, pretty much so I plan, to make the game scarier and keep several of the horror roots throughout it. I'm going to have the first section take place at night. I forgot to mention that, but it will take place at night, and a lot of the game will take place at night. It will take place, like, pretty much all during, like, one night, pretty much. But, pretty much. So, we will make it to sort of, like, this bunker, similar to from the original Resident Evil. And, which, of course, it's partly a mansion, but there'll be this, like, underground facility under it, similar to the original one. And you will have a battle between Wesker, which will have 3 parts. Technically, the first part ain't count. Pretty much, the first part, you and Piers will fight Jill Valentine, and you will be able to get the necklace, like, thing off her. But Piers will get injured. Not killed, but he will get injured. So he's incapacitated. And Wesker tried to also take out Sheva, but she's able to quickly dodge. And then you have a fight with Chris and Sheva versus Albert Wesker, as Jill tried to get something set up. That's why she's not in this part of the fight. But, and then Sheva will get taken out. Again, not killed. And so it's left up to Jill and Chris to go down more into the underground lab area and to take out Wesker. And this final stage would have a infected Wesker that you have to take out, and it'd be like kind of like RE2 with like the underground area with a like sort of fighting platform area. But pretty much you blow him up with rocket launchers. But we will learn through a probably post-credit scene that he had a failsafe, and that will actually set up for a Resident Evil 6 remake or whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you would want us to remake. Or not. Rewrite in the next one. So, if you want a movie, show, or now I guess gaming, please leave it in the description, or the comment sections. Sorry it's a bit late, and I'll see you all in the next one. Now, I will probably do a few more, like, movies, but eventually I will do Resident Evil 6, so make sure you like, or, well, I guess, subscribe and hit that notification bell for that one. I'll see you all in the next